Liverpool versus Brighton. Brighton almost the whole game defensively well organized, one mistake. And that is basically, and you will see that in many games, is the moment you step out for a press. If you have a clear responsibilities, then everything is good. But you need to do that for 90 minutes. One mistake can happen. How do you solve that? Maybe compensate that. But let's have a look what happened Liverpool versus Brighton. Brighton lining up in a 4-4-1-1 or 4-4-2, however you want to call it, not that important. Liverpool in their traditionally 4-3-3. What happened? Wing backs high up, wingers inside, and basically trying to over-occupy the defense line of Brighton. How did they solve this, Brighton? Their wing backs and their wingers tucking inside, and the wingers drop in, and you basically get this shape, basically 6-2-2. Now, the most important here is like who will put pressure forward. That's the key point here. When the midfielder drops in, they create a 3 versus 2. But the strikers, the striker and the player behind the striker, Wallback, they basically press on those 3 when they drop in. Either of them, so you move from the left to the right and you keep a clear organization who presses who. So the 6 in the back stay in formation and the 2 midfielders. Now, during the goal, second half, you see that the left winger, so instead of the striker stepping out, Wallback it was, you will see that in the video, the winger steps out for press. At the same time, one of Liverpool's midfielder goes a little bit to the wing. The right wing back goes behind the strikers or more inside the field. And the ball goes to the side and you get a formation where now the player who is carrying the ball, who's going to press on him? The winger who stepped out for pressing, he has to defend all the way back. And the key thing here is now that both midfielders of Brighton drop in all the way till their defense line, and you get a lineup like this. Basically a 8-2. It's like a ball, like and then you get space in between those 2 lines. So you basically have 2 lines, a whole defense line of 8 players and 2 up front. And the ball, this is how it should be. This is how the organization should be. Especially those 2 midfielders should be there, tucked in and covering that space. And the winger keeping press on the player on the outside, the carrier with the ball. But this was the situation. The ball is played in between and you get a through pass to Mohamed Salah. So the key thing is winger stepping out for press, wrong thing to do, and the consequence of that the midfielders all the way defense back because of the over occupation into the defense line, and you get like a 2 line of 8-2. And let's have a look at the video. So you see here a low block defending, 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, wing backs high. This is the 4-3-3 formation basically from Liverpool, how they're lined up. And you will see now, this is the winger starts pressing and the midfielder will step out with him. Normally this midfielder should come over, tuck in. So you have a big gap already in the middle. So this is how it should be. I will stop it here for a second. This is how the organization should be. We'll keep on going. And then the strikers basically should press on those 3. This is how it should be. We keep going. So you see now another option would be, I have a Wallback now dropped in as a defensive midfielder. You play a 4-5-1. This would solve the problem in this organization, but that is not the case. Wallback plays more up front. The winger stepped in, as I said. The ball will go to the side. The winger has to go all the way back. He cannot keep pressure on the ball here. And what you will see now is the following. So you have an over occupation of the defense line, 7 versus 6. And those 2 midfielders, so I go a little bit back. So those 2 midfielders, those 2, they are in the defense line and they should be in this situation. Then you have everything covered. And they did this the whole game except for one moment because the winger steps out for the press and you get this consequence. Ball goes in between. In that space, you see the organization, you get the through pass, disorganization, and the goal. So hopefully that explains that just making one mistake in the way you set press, the responsibility, you can get this confusion. And this is why Liverpool won the game against Brighton, who were doing very well based on one mistake.